Yes, could you make it a Blu-ray Betamax combo, please? And could you throw Laserdisc in there too? Alright, without the Laserdisc. CED then. Hello? So much for new technology. Welcome back, friends. Today I figured let's dive into the VHS archives again and take a look at the MGM UA big box releases. These were tapes issued in the 1980s, the ones I have between 1980 and 1984. Many very famous films and an awesome art style that is terrific to display. So much fun. So I've grouped these by chronological order of the movie in them. First one actually really isn't a movie at all. You might have just seen it. Days of Wine and Roses. This is not the 1962 version with Jack Lemmon and Lee Remick, the more famous version. This is the original 1958 television broadcast. It has the same writer. He adapted this teleplay into the script for the film. Even has one of the same actors, Charles Bickford, doing the same role in both this and the film, feature film. Very interesting. I don't like it as much as the 1962 movie, but I love Cliff Robertson. He's great in this. Piper Laurie from Carrie and whatnot, she's really good in this too. It's interesting to see, but I think it works better as a feature film than it does as a kind of a TV movie. A more famous title, one many of you have probably seen. Here is the VHS copy of The Dirty Dozen. And you can see there the tape and the credits listed in the back. That's always a fun one to watch, one of the best movies about World War II. A lot of gratuitous violence, exactly what we're all looking for. Shift gears now, from 1975, The Sunshine Boys. George Burns won his Oscar for this, teamed him with Walter Matthau. I always thought Matthau was an odd choice because George Burns was already headlining in vaudeville when Matthau was a child, and there's supposed to be vaudevillians who had worked together in the 1910s and 20s, and that seems bizarre, but Matthau's pretty convincing as an old man. Yeah, and you got the credits and cast there, tape itself in the box. Some people call these book boxes or VHS Rip, great channel, highly recommend checking out his stuff. Calls them coffin boxes because of the weird flap on the front. I always just call them big boxes. 1976, here's a copy of Network. That's a great movie there. Peter Finch won his Oscar. He was as mad as hell and he's not going to take it anymore. There you go. This is one, of course, I have on DVD because it's such a great movie and really has aged very well. It's still pretty topical today. All these sort of nightmare media movies have come true since, and that's a must-watch. 1977. The Goodbye Girl. This was Richard Dreyfuss, his Oscar-winning role there, not long after he did American Graffiti and Jaws and Close Encounters and those sorts of things. He did this movie for his Oscar. I used to really like this one, but every time I've watched it since, I haven't enjoyed it as much. I think it's a little too long, and it's a movie all about actors. I'm no actor, as you can probably tell from these videos, so it makes sense that maybe doesn't relate to me as much as it would for somebody actually in that profession. Finally, we have Woody Allen's Manhattan. Not my favorite Woody Allen movie, but not my least favorite either. It's got some good commentary on relationships, but it also has Mariel Hemingway as his teenage girlfriend, and those scenes have not aged well. But definitely worth seeing. This one's pretty banged up. The cover's coming a little bit loose, but that's alright. That's the one I have on Blu-ray anyway, so this is just a display prop. And of course, this channel, Betamax blocker, because we got to break out another one of the beta tapes. In this case, the beer movie itself from Canada, all you hosers, Strange Brew. So it has the same set up there. The tape would go in here. I took it out. It's really hard to get it out. I didn't want to be fumbling around with it. And there's the credits and stuff there. Pretty cool. Strange Brew, very silly comedy. A lot of fun. I love SCTV. I always have. Strange Brew. It's not as good as the show. They should have brought in more of the cast members, I think. But it's interesting. as kind of a little curio of the 80s, and it's got some very funny parts. Rick Moranis is great in it, of course. So that's my sole beta contribution. You can actually see there that the beta box is quite a bit smaller than the other ones, but it's the same general style. And finally I have this, and I wasn't really sure if I should include it here or not. This is an MGM UA release, as all of these are, but it's also licensed by Time Life. This is the Humphrey Bogart collection version of Key Largo, and it follows much the same thing. It has sort of the flap, but the flap is plastic instead of cardboard, and it doesn't have the casting credits. Instead it has a little pamphlet, and the pamphlet opens up and it tells you all about the making of the film and why it's important and that kind of thing. And Key Largo is a very popular film and one that is certainly worth a watch, but I'm not sure where along the line they stopped doing them in this style and adapted them more like this. This is the only one like this that I have, so maybe it's something totally different, but I display it along with these in my movie room, so I thought, it'll be a nice addition to this little cavalcade of classics here. You recognize any of these films? Or for collectors, do you have any of these cool jumbo boxes? Very much a relic of their time. If there's one thing I love, it's physical media on display. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.